Okay, and we are live. I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing awesome. So, this is the thumbnail live stream presented by vidIQ. And what we do here is we take your submissions. The way that you submit your thumbnails to be reviewed is in the description. There's a link, and you just click it and you fill out your info. And then we use a random number picker, and the claw comes down and picks a number, and hopefully you get selected. I just want to make it clear that if you send a super chat, that's not a submission. I mean, we appreciate it. We do. We love it, but it doesn't really count. This is a random numbers game. So I'm sorry about that, but yeah. So then if I happen to pick you and, we get into it, I'll open up Photoshop. And I'll show maybe what I would do if it sparks some interest or sparks some imagination in me. And in that, you don't have to worry about software or anything like that. It's just me showing what I would make it look like. These aren't software tutorials. You don't need anything. Just sit back, enjoy, and yeah, let's level up your thumbnail game. Now, I am not alone. I am here with Dan.
Me.
Dan!
Hey!
I'm like trying to click it.
You tried to hit a button. I'm like, is it going to pop up?
It did not. It did not. I was trying to hit this one. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
That one's pretty cool. Okay, yeah. Dan's here, guys.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Take notes, because this person is a thumbnail genius, and he moves fast.
Oh.
And I'm still, to this day, taking notes. So... I recommend whether it's a pen and a paper if you're into that kind of tree murder stuff, or if you have like a tablet, you can use that. A Google Doc, a little more price stable, saves automatically, which is nice. And yeah, hopefully you'll learn a thing or two.
I like to carve into stone. That's my preferred medium.
Just, it does auto save better.
And a chisel. Yeah. It stands the test of time for sure. Okay, so we've got something here.
Oops.
What is this?
Oh, I forgot to let everybody know. We're trying to beat Ford Motor Company right now in subscribers, and so you should subscribe right now so we can absolutely crush them. They're at 2.39 million. I know you can do it. Don't forget to subscribe so we can be better than Ford Motor Company.
It's an admirable goal.
It's achievable.
Okay, all right. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to pull up the claw. This is my empty Photoshop here.
Is it?
No, but it could be. Could be here soon. Hold on. So let me get the claw ready, and then we're just gonna start nailing this out here. The claw.
Don't worry, there won't be as many technical difficulties this week.
Nope, just the initial ones.
Do you need a claw intro video to buy you some time?
Yes.
The claw. Where is it?
The claw?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I have to verify that it's me and enter my password now. Come on. Ridiculous.
Do you just want me to say random numbers? Will that help? It
Yeah.
could be the Dan.
The Dan. Sorry, y'all.
All right. I'll find some
Okay,
music.
here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. I think. Goodness. There we go. All right. So, this is the thumbnail submission form. We got our responses here, and we have 215. So, that's what we're going to enter into the numbers here. We'll enter 215, and then I'll click Start Number Picker. And then it'll drop the claw and pick one.
Did you mute the claw?
No, that's a yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, the claw is it's not forgiving with its volume.
No.
All right, 142. All right. What am I doing here? There we go.
There you go.
Goodness. Okay. Here is the video. All right, guys. Now we're starting to get into it. Okay. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous.
No, it's okay. It is all good. There's a lot of stuff John has in the background, and last week all of the bugs would have been worked out because StreamYard would have worked. This week StreamYard worked, but the stream was done completely differently last time.
Yep. All right, so this is the video, and let's check out this thumbnail real quick. The COD Killer.
Is the text cut off because of the tool, or is that how it was?
I think that might be the tool here.
I see.
So let's just see. Yeah, there we
Okay,
go.
there it is.
All right.
All right.
I was trying to remember what I did last time. Okay. Okay, cool. So the first thing I can say about this is I love the font that you picked. It's nice, it's bold, and it fits. I think I recognize the font. It could be like Babas Noi or whatever it's called, but it's like stretched vertically, and I love that type of font because you can fit it in really like interesting spaces. Yeah, because if this was just like a regular size font, it would be so small. So it's a good call there. You got a black outline, and it really does make it stick out. If I were to change anything, I might throw a drop shadow on that. Aside from that, the video itself, I'm not exactly sure this would be the best thing to choose to show, just because it's gameplay and it's regular gameplay. Maybe,
I have one issue that I'm noticing is the contrast for me.
Yeah, it's
the gun doesn't have any skin on it or anything, and so it's just it's dark on dark, and it just takes you a little bit of like dissecting, you know?
Yeah, because when you do the whole 10% zoom out thing, it's kind of not as recognizable as you'd want it to be. If it were lighter behind it, like how this barrier is, if that was like under the whole thing, it might pop out a bit more. But you could just quickly brighten that up a bit or increase the exposure to really make that stick out. What I would personally do, if I was going to use this picture, which I wouldn't, I would try to choose something more engaging, more more action packed. But I would probably select this guy right here, and I would make that a different layer and maybe put a little bit of a shadow or an outer glow, whatever makes it pop out more. But yeah, I would choose a different picture. Make something more important pop out. But other than that, I mean, it's a good composition. You put everything where it needed to be, and you covered up a lot of stuff that needed to, like, it. You could cover it up. You know, it was a space to sacrifice. You did good on that. So yeah, I would probably choose a little something else. But it seems like you got the chops for a good thumbnail design.
I do think that there's an opportunity to try a split screen version of this, where because you're calling it the Call of Duty Killer, and so I at first I thought this was a Call of Duty.
Oh yeah,
right. So I'm kind of wondering now. It's like, oh, if this is a different game, could this be an opportunity for like a versus thumbnail of some sort? Not that this is bad. This can definitely work. I'm just kind of I start to think now in threes when it comes to thumbnails, because at vidIQ we have the thumbnail ABC testing tool. A lot of channels don't have it yet. But we're fortunate enough to have it, and we're always making 2 to 3 thumbnails for every video now. And so I'm always thinking of alternatives. And so that's like that popped in my head. I would do this, and I would do an alternative. I would take John's suggestions, of course, so it pops more. And then I'd be thinking about like, how could I do a good versus thumbnail? You know, maybe take a feature that's in this game that's not in Call of Duty and like pit these two things against each other or something.
For sure. I'm glad you said that, man, because I thought it was Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I was thinking,
It took me a minute.
What in this is destroying itself? But yeah, I get it.
Can we go back to the title real quick?
Yeah. X Defiant. Okay, that's pretty that's pretty blatant that I missed.
X Defiant is the new. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's interesting that there's this whole new game, and yeah, I'm wondering what makes it a Call of Duty killer. Why, like, maybe the thumbnail could speak to something that's like standing out in this game that Call of Duty just could never do or doesn't have.
Agreed. I don't know much about the game, but I'm sure that there's something. And I always say, you know, in your gameplay, if there's something fantastic to show, do it. You know, like even scrolling through, like look at these colors here. You know, you could really do something with that. Even the grass right here. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry, but yeah, like even that. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Just yeah, experiment. All right, move on. Sorry, I didn't want to dwell too much on it.
No, all good.
Okay, so we got 264. Yeah, I have to get back in the groove of, like, in what order I have to click things. Guys, I'm new, by the way, just so you know. 33.
I did a poll before the stream started, and I asked you guys, what's more important, views or subscribers? And 74% of you got it right and said views. There was a correct answer, in my opinion, and it's views. So congrats to you. I suppose it's about goals. I know, I just want to play button. All right, fine. Listen, views equal subscribers.
Whoa. Hello.
Oh, it's animated.
Oh, did my audio just come through?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Did you just hear him?
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
Okay, good, because it blasted me in the ears. I hope I didn't. Okay. All right. Build a boat, Avatar, Scorpion, helicopter. Is this...
What game is this?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. What game is this?
This looks like Roblox, but it's... I don't know what game in Roblox it is, which is the thing.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'll say is the thumbnail's a bit confusing.
Yeah.
I know you're going to want to talk about the composition and everything, but I am completely confused.
At this point, like I understand the Avatar character here, but I would pick a Roblox character, like if just to show me that this is Roblox,
right? Because it's just the name of the helicopter. Maybe it's based off of the movie Avatar, I guess.
It is, yeah, it definitely is.
Okay, so I mean, I get that. It just go you. I'm gonna unleash you on it now. I just want to express that I was confused.
Well, yeah. So conveying the idea is a part of thumbnails. You want to generate curiosity, create the idea, or convey the idea, and so yeah, I don't necessarily know that this conveyed Roblox to me. I had to kind of watch a little bit to recognize what I was gonna see, because even, I mean, this could easily be about Legos if I didn't know better. So yeah, I would definitely choose a Roblox character or something in there that kind of makes it obvious that this is about Roblox. You know, you want Roblox viewers, you want to get that idea across, and that's the audience that you want to build. Now, you do have a little bit of good composition like tendencies here, like the way that you put the text where it should go. It's a little too much text, in my opinion. You know, you could have 6 words, and that does work for some thumbnails if it's a main focus, but this is just a lot, and it's real small. And the Avatar Scorpion helicopter is already mentioned in the title itself, so I wouldn't put that there. I would probably do something to generate a little more curiosity about it, like
what about the actual
the amount
thing?
of time that it took you? Like
that's a good
one. This only took 5 minutes or whatever.
That's a good one. I was gonna say, what about the split screen of like the real thing from the movie alongside what you built? You know, because it's called Build a Boat, so we don't need that. And so Also, the title Avatar Scorpion Helicopter, what is it, just a Scorpion helicopter based on the movie Avatar? So you could have reframed the title as Scorpion Helicopter from Avatar, 5-minute build or whatever the length of the video is.
For sure.
And then, yeah, I like both of those ideas of like, okay, the split screen, or yeah, like it's a really like interesting. I think it's cool to take something from like pop culture and bring it into a game, because that's what helps. Like you remember like when South Park did their World of Warcraft episode, and a whole bunch of people who never watched South Park but played WoW watched South Park, and vice versa. People who watch South Park suddenly like, I gotta try this WoW game, So those types of crossovers have always worked really well. But yeah, it's really about how you pitch it.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would say, yeah, that's kind of what I would say about that. Sorry. I don't normally play Roblox, so I know you said it's a bit obvious, Real Blade, but to me, as a non-player, it's not that obvious to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as your composition and your color, dude, great job. I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have gone the opposite and done a black outline with yellow text instead, just because yellow doesn't pop off of other colors that well as a contrast. The little haze you got going on under it, I would probably just make a shadow instead. And that's just what I would do. That's me being picky. In general though, dude, you got like really cool composition idea here. So, and also I really like that the hand holding thing. That's a really unique idea. Okay, let's move on here. 292.
we need some kind of tense music here.
Yeah. 151.
Concerned Ape said we can do this, by the way. I just want to make it clear.
Minecraft. That's the channel name.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Minecraft house tutorial. Simple.
Oh.
Oops, I downloaded it. Now I have your thumbnail forever.
Now what are you going to do?
Okay. First of all, awesome. Dude, fantastic. You put the result in the thumbnail. Like, this is what you get. Like, you can't be more obvious about that idea. Here you go. It's Minecraft, obviously. It's also in the title, and it's the name of the channel. The only thing I would say that I would probably change about this, just maybe the text. I would probably do something to make that pop out just a bit more. You got like sort of a light gray, like off-white smoke, and then white text over it. And it could pop more, okay? But also I would probably choose different word. Like I would probably say something besides starter. Dan, what do you think would go better there?
First house, or because like I'm guessing it's starter house. Like if you're just starting out in the game and you can build this, which is pretty cool. The supplies you're getting to build this, it probably doesn't take super long to get there, which is nice. So they're trying to show you how to build something easy. So that could be it, easy. Like you said earlier about a time to 3 minutes, whatever. I think this is a really solid start. So yeah, different word, different font, because it's a little bit hard to read.
Yeah.
You've a lot of negative space where you could maybe make the word a bit bigger. And I would say, maybe your opinion differs from mine. I feel like there's enough room for the house to be zoomed in, and then also separated from the background a bit. I love the shaders you're using, or whatever is causing that effect with the sky in the background. That's really cool. But
that is cool.
Brown roof is blending into the brown mountains. And that's my only like negative there.
It's those Broughtons, dude.
Yeah.
Something. This reminded me of something I wanted to show you. This is sort of the text I would pick. Like not this one, obviously. Give me a sec. But if you had something more blocky, I actually have one called Minecraft. And it's kind of more of a theme. I wouldn't use this exact one because it's not quite as bold.
It's not very thick, yeah.
Yeah, something similar to that is what I would go for, like just being creative, but just a simple I don't know. This is the one we like to use, but something like that. That's awesome, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That would really pop. You don't have any breakage or cuts or anything, any masking going on it. Yeah.
The font looks cool. It's just anything that makes it a little more difficult to read when someone's trying to quickly look through videos, that it slows them down.
Yeah.
It took me a while to like break down that word, and my job right now is to sit here and kind of like stare at the thumbnail, and I'm like, what is that? Oh, okay. It helped to zoom in on it. It's not that hard to see once you've gotten used to it, but I think at first glance, when you're scrolling through YouTube, it will be a bit difficult to read.
Right. One of the most difficult things I've had to get over, and I still have not gotten over it, is I want to make masterpieces, and thumbnails are not meant to be like perfect aesthetically. They're supposed to convey an idea as quick as possible, because the person that sees it will probably only give it a glance and then move on. They're not trying to tour an art museum, and I have so much trouble because I just want to make it look awesome. And I have a feeling that this person kind of has a tendency like that. Like, they've made something really, really cool. It's just the thumbnail game is so different.
Right.
Nuanced. But yeah. So I really do like it, though, and I love the color.
The color's nice. I think they almost have. I would say that's like 90% of the way there to being like a desktop background. It's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I normally I'd like to select it and make it pop out, but we'll get into that kind of thing later. I think we got the idea across. Okay, 322.
The forum is down below. That is the only way to get yourself a thumbnail review today. And as a quick aside, just a quick break here. We have a couple of shout outs to new members. MSF Music Sound Free became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Chrono AI Tales became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. And then we have a super chat here from Midnight Horror Stories, who would like us to bring suggestions to their channel. Unfortunately, again, super chats do not buy thumbnail or channel reviews because we do not want to put these behind a paywall. But hopefully you get picked. Make sure you submit on the form. And who knows? Maybe we'll be looking at one of your thumbnails.
No doubt. Nine Finger Wrenching, you said that thumbnails are a challenge, and you started to try to make the thumbnail first. And that is the best idea, to figure out your packaging first, and then, because great packaging along with a great idea, like it's the 1-2 combo. Without good packaging, nobody's going to click. And that's a habit that I have not gotten into yet. And I know it's the right choice. I know to make the thumbnail and the packaging first is the best option when you're trying to appeal to a larger audience. And it is so frustrating and hard, because you have this idea and you're like, I just want to make it, and I'll make the packaging later. And then it's like, oh, well, what am I going to make for a thumbnail? What am I going to make for a title? It's so tough. So yeah, that's definitely a good call. It's a good habit to get into early. All right. I saw like just a glimpse of the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Huh.
Dude.
A lot of work put into this one.
Yeah, it's did they color over that sleeve?
It looks like they made Mario's sleeve. It's very clever.
Dude, it's done on purpose because it pops off from the blue so well.
Yeah.
Like, dude, oh man, this is a great thumbnail. Like, this is really, really good. Let me check why water can sometimes be the best and other times the worst.
Why water? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. How many views does it have? 328?
328. 4 days ago.
I know we're not doing title breakdowns, but I do want to say, I think you could have done just why water is the worst or something like that. And then this isn't fun as the text on the thumbnail works. Because I just think your title's going to get truncated, and it's going to be why water can sometimes be the best. And then the thumbnail says this isn't fun, and people aren't seeing the second half of the title. So it's a bit long. It's still, I like the idea behind it. I just think that maybe you could have just gone for the worst and just stuck there.
Yeah. This 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 channel, Game Design Philosophy. Okay, I was wondering if it was like a game dev, because then the title would be a bit different aimed as,
Hmm.
because you're making it for game devs. But yeah, it's like game
It's kind of
theory.
explaining like why, like, and this is interesting to me, as someone who's like curious about game development but not super into actually being able to make a game. I am curious to know why water is so complex. And I think just saying it's the worst, even though you're gonna tell me in the video that it's okay, well, there are ways it can be awesome. I know. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
You can be a little bit um cheeky with your titles as long as you're not fully clickbaiting people. You're already saying it's the worst, and you're going to prove that case. I know there's probably people who would say, well, if you do water this way, it's not so bad. You don't have to outline it in the title and thumbnail so hard.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I got real excited because I saw Wind Waker in the hashtag
Oh,
here. And
weird.
Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game. I got Toon Link sitting up there. I don't know
Oh.
if you can see him.
Uh,
He's
I
way
see
back
one of them.
there. Yeah, he's right next to the Triforce. But anyway, yeah. So man, the thumbnail, I don't have much to say about it because it's Dan. Do you like? I think it's awesome.
It's awesome. I guess the only thing, if I were to be picky, is you probably should have put a shadow on maybe his hand and maybe the hat, just to help pop off of the water, because it's a very the white on the really light blue background. That's the only part to me that's kind of blending a little bit, but that's me being like super picky. This is really cool, and when you read it with the title, it kind of fits,
Oh
or it doesn't
yeah,
kind of fit, it really fits.
yeah. You're right. Yeah, because I just looked. Mario's hat is red, and I was like, I wonder if I'm misremembering, and it's blue, and that's why they chose not to do it. But yeah, it's red, and if you just had it a little bit behind this, it would pop for sure.
It's probably a different version of him, like in some golf outfit or something, like because he wanted Mario reaching. So I get why maybe the red hat didn't make it, but you could have colored it. There's also, again, just a shadow, something to help separate it from the background. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. I wonder if it's from Mario Sunshine.
Oh, maybe.
Because he's
been
got
too long.
short sleeves, and then it totally makes sense why they put the sleeve on there. That is so smart.
Everyone who plays Mario, white hat is from the flower form. Okay, right. You get the red flower, and he changes his outfit. Yeah,
That's right. Yep. This
this is probably him throwing a fireball.
yeah, I got a fire Mario back there somewhere.
Fire flower. Yeah.
Fire flower. Yeah. Other than that, fantastic thumbnail. Like great composition, color. It's awesome. I'm just gonna move on.
Yep.
Okay. 353. 353. 87. Pickle Dev. All
Pickle.
right.
So another game development.
Well, that person wasn't a game developer. They were
right.
a game theorist. Game
Well, that's just your
philosopher.
theory. Oh,
this-
widescreen.
That is crazy. Oh, this is cool. Okay. I made a game in a graphing calculator. Okay. Okay. This is going to be difficult because I know nothing about game dev, really.
I'm gonna show you what you should have done. Give me a second.
Do 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 do.
Okay. Your thumbnail, huge missed opportunity here, is this.
Oh,
This-
sorry.
It's you holding the calculator. Come on, focus. And you could have put anything on the other side over here, but like get that nice and big in the screen, and you put something on the little screen like indicating there's a game in it. And yeah, like you're saying you made a game in a graphing calculator, but the thumbnail does not have like what I would. Oh, you took a picture, nice. The thumbnail does not have what I would recognize as a graphing calculator. It could be misunderstanding, but this is an old graphing calculator, so I assume that would have. Right? Am I wrong?
No, that's perfect. I mean, that would definitely get
Is
the
that
point
a
across.
TI 85? It's 83 plus. I don't know how old it is, but it certainly looks very old. I was going through some old stuff and I found it, and then when I saw the graphic calculator, I'm like, I have one of those. Yep. except probably your game, but
Yeah. Let's bam. Oh man, that's my new background. But yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, it's definitely like it's obvious what's going on there. With this, yeah, it just doesn't catch me as much. Probably because I don't recognize anything in the thumbnail besides an arrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the you mentioned the game engine, and that's cool, but yeah, there's definitely something. There's a missing piece for sure. Like I think what you've done is impressive based on the title, but the thumbnail has to drive that home, and I think you overcomplicated it. You probably spent a lot of time on this thumbnail. It just the message, like you got to think about the people who, like John and I, are afraid of devices like this. Sorry, John, maybe you aren't. I'm terrified of this thing, and I. I want, if you want to impress me, like someone like me, I'll watch a video where you make a game on a graphic calculator. That's cool. I think that's a way better use of this than whatever its intended purpose is. So yeah, I think big missed opportunity.
That's a way better use of a calculator than its intended purpose. That's what I thought you meant.
Yeah, it is. Numbers are stupid,
okay.
and you should make games on your calculator.
Who needs math?
What has math ever done for us?
I was watching Ludwig yesterday, and I swear he said that exact thing, like about how math was just a waste of time in school.
Stay in school, kids. Anyway,
yeah, stay in school.
Sorry, I kind of took over your thumbnail review there, but that was my take.
See, that's the thing is when I see things like this, I want to always have a good example to show, like, this is what you could do. But when I don't have experience in something, it's really difficult, But as far as the colors you chose, I mean, you cannot go wrong with red, white, and blue. And I mean, I'm not even being patriotic. It's just
dang it.
I already know what you're thinking.
This is the only song I have, unfortunately.
Proud to be an American.
Yeah. Now you're gonna give us a copyright claim.
If I sing a song, will it?
No.
Okay.
I'm just messing around.
Because I sang "Lean on Me" in our last stream together, and you were like, "Don't lean on me." Okay, yeah. So yeah, as far as the colors and your composition, it's awesome. If we're just breaking down the elements now, the red on white normally is great, but with a blurry shadow like that, it gets messy. I would either make the shadow sharper or get rid of it altogether. I would use a thicker font. I would probably use less words too. More like something about what it's pointing at rather than that.
That is interesting.
But this is
What is the arrow trying to draw my attention to? That is kind of a question I have now.
At first, I was thinking it was the block, but then I thought maybe it's pointing at it in general as a game engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that little confusion is something to take into consideration. Regardless, it's really clean. It is really clean, and I love the composition and the color. So, yeah, hope that helps. Mouse! There. Okay, 367. 367. 149.
My clock talks, so I'm just gonna put that out there.
Okay. People TV.
All right. That was probably the alternative name for YouTube.
People TV.
Yeah.
I already love it.
This is interesting.
I'm you. People Playground. Is People Playground a? Hold on. I need to know now. People play. Okay, yeah, it's a game.
Oh.
Oh, I actually saw this on a thumbnail. Yeah, I saw these guys on a thumbnail last time I did a stream, and I was way confused about what was going on. I thought it was an animation, like an animator, but yeah, okay, now I get it. And
should we search on YouTube and see what comes up for this?
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. People Playground. Okay. So what they did, it's pretty similar, I believe.
This is violent.
Yeah, this is very sharp, though. I like it. And not just the sword. I mean, the quality. Did you see that, Dan?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay. So
oh, that is cool. Okay, sorry.
I like that too. Let's look at their thumbnail. I think when you look at the titles and thumbnails of the other videos, I have at least a little more of a. I've never played this game, but I have a little more of a sense of what's going on. Like gas attack, epic battle, and People Playground. So it's like there's a battle happening. This just literally says I'm you, and so I'm just like kind of wondering where is this going.
Well, the first thing I notice is looking at these, the characters and their body types are very recognizable for People Playground. They all kind of have the similar body type, and this gray character is super recognizable. Now, I'm not saying you have to use that. I'm just saying that that's what's working for people. The I'm you, if my first impression would almost be like this is a music video, because it almost seems like it's really deep, you know. I'm you. Let's check it out for a second.
We can't hear it, but that's okay.
Yeah,
probably for the
got
best.
Muted. Okay, it's all right. It's just people fighting. Okay, before this gets too violent, let's pause it. Okay, yeah. So I guess my issue with it would be that I'm just not sure what I'm you is. If I wanted to get like a general audience for People Playground, I would show something crazy that happens in whatever you make. As far as like what they're showing, like look at this punch, look at that punch.
I'm seeing a few comments here. Apparently, it's like there's a scene from an anime. Like this thumbnail is on point with the anime and its story, and if you've seen the anime, you immediately know what it's about. So let's talk a little bit about nuance then, because. Maybe not nuance. Maybe nuance isn't the right word. Niche, perhaps. Maybe this is for us a little too niche. When I look at People Playground, I don't feel like I need the context of an anime. I feel like I understand the game just by these videos, like thumbnails and stuff, right? Like it looks like. See, yeah, I guess when you pull up references, yeah, okay, I can start to put the pieces together. But what this video did for me is it kind of excluded me from wanting to watch it because I need a whole new frame of reference that I've never been exposed to before. And that is like the only flaw. But people who have this frame of reference, is worth noting, really like this thumbnail, it seems. Don't let me speak for you guys. If you still don't like the thumbnail, you'd be like, well, it could be, feel free to share your advice respectfully. But if a lot of you feel like, well, this is actually a pretty decent thumbnail based on that context, that's awesome. But then it comes down to the idea behind the video. Now, people like John and I are like, well, I like People Playground, but I don't know what this is. You know what I mean? Maybe only people who watch the anime play People Playground. I'm way out of touch, which is totally possible. But I feel like those other titles and thumbnails, I kind of understand, oh, it's kind of like a silly-looking game that's very violent. And I didn't need the anime context with any of those other videos, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. It's it's real niche. Somebody said then you're not the target audience, and you're right. You're right.
True.
If that is the target audience you want, and it's smaller than you know, a normal audience that you'd consider, then that's okay. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. It's just it doesn't widely appeal to like a general knowledge, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you love doing it. You know.
Right. It's going in anticipating like I may not get as many views on this because I'm double niched. It's like a people playground and this specific anime. Like you have to be a fan of those two things to then even hope to get like the click. So that's the only reason I bring it up, not because I'm trying to, you know, say like, oh, this creator wasted their time or anything of the sort.
Right.
It's about just like putting that idea in your heads that like sometimes you make videos with like a specific audience in mind and you have to go in accepting like, this won't get as many clicks. Am I okay with that?
Right. Right. As far as the elements and everything, I mean, dude, like everything has its own space. It's done really well. I wish I understood it more to give more advice, but it seems like it's done really well, and you kind of know what you're going for. There's nothing really wrong with it. It maybe no, I got nothing.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people in chat who've seen the particular source material understood it. That's really like a good sign.
Yep. Yeah, and I see a lot of like the black outline. Like it seems to be kind of what they got going on, and they did too. So that's pretty cool. And then there's that guy. Okay. $3.95. Not that.
I lied. I have more songs from Stardew Valley.
Oh my goodness. There. 267. All right. Ship to shore cruise news. Ship to shore cruise news. Ship to
Oh, I
shore
remember
cruise
this
news.
channel. Yeah, we've seen this channel before. I believe.
Okay. Sometimes this happens. They submit the channel and not a video, so that's okay. I usually just kind of roll over it and get a general vibe. I'm not trying to exclude anyone. It's kind of a new stream, new thing we're doing. Okay. Let's see here. First thing I notice is a lot of the that one's real nice. Wow. Okay. A lot of these have too much text. Like the ones from 3 months ago. That's a lot going on. I know it's just news. Maybe I would have focused on the headline there, or like one story in particular on the thumbnail. But it seemed like you were going for like a theme, like a branding thing back then, and you seemed to move away from that, which I think was a good call.
I believe we looked at this channel and gave them some advice in that vein. And if we did, then it looks like they've taken some of that advice and leveled up their thumbnails, in my opinion.
Yep. Yeah. This is pretty cool. It's kind of the comic style, which I don't know if that thematically goes with what you got going on, but I think maybe it could be a template of some sort that I've seen, but the reason it's a template is because it works. And then this one I really liked, and man, this one is so cool with what you did as far as composition wise, and yellow pops off of blue like no other. The logo, it's branding. I get it. If it were me, I personally wouldn't have put it in there, but I guess I'm not so hot on branding thumbnails, but it works for a lot of people. So don't take my word for that. But yeah, this one's really, really good.
Would you say whatever floats your boat when it comes to branding?
I would say, yeah, whatever floats your boat. I don't know if you extended this sky, but if you did, awesome. That's pretty awesome. I would probably take this shadow out of the reasons. It would probably pop off well enough without it. Just something I would do. Yeah, this one right here, actually. Hold on. I really like what you did with the text here. It's too much text in my opinion, but I really like the outline. That's really cool. If I were to redo this one, I would probably lower the boat, extend the sky, or like close the text. You know, like whatever this, do this
Bring
to
the
the
two
text,
lines closer together. Yeah.
like that. And I would also do less words. But yeah, you said that we've already done giving this guy some.
I think so. That or because sometimes I have a lot of channels pulled up before a channel review stream, and this one could have made my short list, but I do remember it pretty well. I think we did give them some general advice. And I got to say, like the thumbnails, either way, look so much better. Like the latest ones versus the older ones. Like the older ones were super reliant on text, and now it looks like they've really like leveled up in a big way.
I see somebody, Clover said good contrast, and it sure is. Like my favorite here, my favorite thumbnails that you got going on are the boats with the blue sky. This one it does look a little templatey to me, but man, these like crews with the blue sky, I just think that those are fantastic. And obviously, like this one is an outlier, so maybe that's the reason. It just looks so nice, man. The blue sky with the yellow text, I would keep on that. I think you got something special there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Something special. Okay.
Every time I look at this form, it's like another 100 channels.
414.
$197. All right.
197. 197. 197.
Try again.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
CNC Timelapse has been in the chat and like hoping that they get picked.
Congratulations.
There we go. See, there's a lot of people who submit during these streams. They're like, oh my gosh, I've submitted like 100 times. I don't know what's going on. And it's always great to see someone get picked who's been like patiently waiting. Let's see.
Oh man.
I love a channel that's like focused on a specialized skill. It's so cool.
Man, I could watch this forever. I don't know what's going on, but like you notice the ratio here, like the
aspect ratio.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is another video doing that. That's strange.
Yeah. It's the first. I mean, the first one was the first time I ever saw it.
I've seen YouTube adjust for aspect ratios before, but I've never seen it twice in a row like this. So, CNC Timelapse, did you shoot this in 1920 by 1080, or is John's YouTube player doing something weird with your footage here? You know what we mean? Like the screen's wider than normal. Was that on purpose? Yeah, this one seems square.
Yeah, it's because I watch a lot of cinematic stuff, and for some reason that's like they do that. They make things more 1:1 or 4:3.
It's probably an ultra wide resolution. Yeah, it probably is.
Dude,
but I want to know. No, it's shot in 4K ultra wide. Okay, cool. So that was on purpose then. As we're just wondering, if it's too coincidental that it happened like back to back like that. It's all right. All right, let's take a look at their thumbnail.
All right. Oh, well, now I have it. Okay, so first thing I notice is it's super duper busy in the background. I don't know how important that stuff is to show. I don't have much experience in this, but it is like there's a lot going on, and it's tough to figure out what you want us to see most. I would also probably overcoming 3 setbacks. That's not what I'm. Overcoming challenges. Okay, so you're kind of. Sorry, I gotta close the rest of these. In part 1, man, it's just a lot. It's a lot going on. I think you could simplify it a little bit. When somebody's scrolling through and then they see this thumbnail, do you think it's gonna stick out amongst the rest? You know, do you think you're gonna get your idea across that fast without them even reading? You know, so. When I see your video and I see how beautiful like these shots are, I would want to focus on that more. You know, even something this simple, like you're holding it and then you could blur this side and put text there. I think that would be a little more powerful, make a bit more impact than what you got going on right now. What do you think, Dan?
I mean, credit where credit is due. They have almost 10,000 views in this video. And it's 3 weeks old. I imagine this is a very search-driven video. Which I think when you solve a very specific problem for somebody, you do have some license to have a thumbnail that maybe, we would look at and go, oh, like we could tweak this, we could do that. But at the end of the day, like if you are really good at what you do, which it looks like you are just based on this footage alone and everything, like people are getting the answer they want. And so yes, I agree. Like I'm not sure what I'm supposed to see in that thumbnail because it's kind of like there's a lot of like red elements, right? So my eye is jumping around. And the title kind of solves it for me. It's a very specific title, a very specific issue that they're solving. And I love that. I don't know. I wouldn't want to guide the creator the wrong way, but I would say like, I'm wondering if there's a way to demonstrate the axis by taking a picture of the machine and like maybe in Photoshop or something, drawing a little dotted line, like a red line representing how it's off and then a green line representing how it's correct or something. Like the visual cue of I'm going to fix this problem for you. Maybe that story could have been told more visually rather than the reliance on text and things like that. But I don't understand this type of equipment, so I can't speak to it very well, but I'm just like thinking out loud. Like, is there another way entirely to pitch this video? Maybe, but it's working. Like that's the most important thing. It's working.
Yeah.
And a derp like me who doesn't fully like grasp this technology, it's okay if you don't agree with my take here.
Yeah, for sure. When I see something like this, immediately I thought that like normal YouTube, this is kind of what I would expect to see. You would have text like issue 1 or whatever, right? And then maybe some smaller text under it, just to describe just a little bit, right? And so I would see something like this, and just so you know, he did have first issue encounter. This is just a screen cap from the
right.
video, but I would do something like this, and the circle really stuck out to me. I hate all these screens I got going on here. I'll just show you kind of what I would do. Normally, I would experiment with the color a little bit more, but we don't really have the time for me to be John Scott about this. Which Dan knows what that's like. Dan knows me. And then let me open up my arrows here. I would probably do a more elegant arrow than this, but just to get the idea across, I would do something like this, and then obviously the circle would be just like a better, a thicker
darker.
circle.
You so much space there. Maybe the drill bit could be closer in to like rule of thirds it a little bit better. Things like that.
For sure, it would be like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's definitely what I would do. I mean, maybe even drop it down a little bit lower, and like you have the rest of the drill bit, and you got something like that. I hope that helps a little bit. When I saw that shot in your video, I'm like, oh wow, that's almost a thumbnail in itself. Like that's really cool.
That's pretty. Yeah,
I was like that shot right there would work better as like the rule of thirds if it showed the problem. But I think that's actually the solution. So anyway, yeah, I hope that helps. Man, you got so much cool stuff going on here. Oh, man, that would be cool too. Okay, I would experiment with that. I'm about to start geeking on it.
I got some new context for this channel. They said, where did it go? That they used a few $100s in ads for the video, meaning they used the promotion tab in YouTube Studio. Now, I do hope that your video has reached an audience that has like found it helpful, because it looks like it is a very helpful video. We generally advise, if I'm to put my just channel review hat on for a second, we generally advise trying to have your videos grow organically, because what tends to happen is your video is going to play as an ad when someone clicks a different video for something they were trying to watch, and they're just waiting to skip the ad. And so you get a lot of views from it, but you find that the retention is really low because people didn't stick around and actually watch. So it sounds like you spent a lot of money advertising this. And we want to hopefully leave you with some advice that makes it so in the future you don't feel like you have to spend money growing your videos, because we don't do that. Like, the views we get on our videos are from organic growth, like us trying to solve a problem for the user, and the advice we give is always about organic growth. We don't want you feeling like you have to spend money on promotions to get your videos out there. So I do hope that today you've left with like some nuggets that you found helpful. Hopefully we've pointed you in a direction, or maybe you thought of something that we didn't even say, but you're like, oh, that reminds me of this. Like, we're hoping we can leave you in a position where you don't feel like you have to spend all this money promoting, because it really can feel like, wow, I'm just shelling out a lot of money for this YouTube hobby, and you're not really having actual viewers enjoy your videos. It's just YouTube putting it in front of people because you paid them to do it.
Yes.
Also, I saw a question as you're pulling up the next one. What is A/B testing? Now, you'll hear us mention this a lot. A/B testing is a marketing term, essentially. People use it in email campaigns and things like that, but YouTube is bringing it to thumbnails. What it means is pretty soon you're going to be able, YouTube just said it's going to come out like later this summer for everybody, so we'll see. You're going to be able to have multiple thumbnails on your video at the same exact time, and YouTube is going to put them in front of different people at the same exact time. And then it's going to run a test for a number of hours or days or whatever it might be, and it's going to tell you which thumbnail did better, and then it's going to automatically make that the master thumbnail for the whole video. So look forward to this tool. I know that more work on videos is probably not what you want to hear, but these thumbnails, like when we do ABC testing, it's because you can do 3. It's usually kind of thumbnails with subtle differences. It's not always 100% different thumbnails. So you're not always remaking it from scratch. It is an awesome tool, and I do hope you guys get it soon. It definitely relates to this live stream in a big way. When is it coming out? YouTube just released a video on that, and it looks like they said by like late summer or something to that effect. This year. We should be getting it this year. We have it at this channel. We use it all the time, and it's really cool. But yeah, I just wanted to answer that real quick.
Okay. This one is a little different. I had to do a little Googling to figure out what KinetoPet was. And it's a video game. So I saw this and I thought, wow, that is an interesting choice for somebody so young, because that is like
yeah,
old school Windows. But
Windows like 98.
But I started looking at the game, and the game has that aesthetic. It looks like.
Oh, cool.
Right? Which is pretty sweet. I'm kind of interested in seeing what that was. So yeah, the little crab, I guess, head or whatever.
Axolotl, or however you say that.
Oh yeah, axolotl.
Yeah, that's the sea creature.
The sea creature of some sort. That's why he's in the thumbnail. So
that makes sense.
I had to like kind of figure out what was going on. So a couple things. If you can find a way to cut yourself out of images, then I would do that. You could easily do that on your phone if you have like a newer Android or iPhone. If you take a picture and then you go to gallery and you just hold on your face, it's super easy to just like turn that into a sticker or just remove the background. Yeah, I would also recommend like Canva or Photopea. Those are 2 websites that have like free editing that you could do that. The reason I say this is because this background right here, I don't like it so much to make this little window pop off. And what I would do instead is throw this bad boy in the background and use the old school Windows background, because I know that they do that in the game too.
Yeah.
And when you see that, it's like, it's so recognizable. You immediately know what that is, especially if you're old. So yeah, I would do that. You're okay, so you said you had to re-record a bunch of this video, but you're also trying to, is it gameplay? I need to check this. Okay, it's gameplay.
Yeah.
So the re-record has nothing to do with the game itself. So if I were you, I would pick one or the other on what you're trying to accomplish. I don't know if you losing all the footage is the thing that you want to push to the audience that's interested in KinetoPet. So I would maybe make it about something that happened in the game that's hilarious. But oh my dude, that pinball game.
Oh, that was so fun.
Oh my lord. Okay, but yeah. So I would do that. I would give it the same aesthetic. I keep looking at this image and I'm like, wow. Like imagine if you were right here, you know, just cut out and above it. I would try to do something like that. But yeah, I would make it more about the game. You know, people are searching for Kineto Pet and they want to see what the gameplay is like, and yeah,
Yeah, it
I
does
just
look
don't know
like.
if
Sorry.
I just don't know if the re-recording was the thing to sell it. That's
It,
all I was saying.
yeah, it does look like they want to tell that story, but like when we see the video and the length of it, it looks like you still end up playing the game. So you could have just made a thumbnail like I messed up, and people might think, oh, you messed up in the game, and when they click, it's like I just lost all this footage. Anyway, I'm here. Here's what we were trying to do, you know, because
Yeah.
I had to re-record a bunch of this video. It's not like a terrible title, but it does feel like I'm about to watch a vlog, and instead it's like a full gameplay video. So I would
Yep.
definitely consider that as like you could just say I messed up and make it part of the whole story. It'd be kind of interesting.
That is okay. Now that you say that, that is a really good way to sell it, because a lot of people do that. You know, like I wonder if it's about the game. The reason that it made me think of it was because this button here says re-record lost footage, and it's like if you're trying to sell that idea, that part of the story, it's way too much text going on. So I was trying to think, how could you simplify that? And Dan just made a really good point. So yeah, I hope that helps out, buddy.
We do have a Discord server that's free to join, vidiq.com/discord, and you can get in there and get yourself some more advice from fellow creators just like yourselves. Awesome place. So go check that out.
Check it out. 458.
We probably have over like what 500 submissions now. Oh, 458. That's what. Sorry, I thought the number you picked was 458. I'm like, wow, we're over like 500. Okay.
385. Getting close, Dan. The Reading Man.
Can we break 500? Also, have you subscribed? We're trying to beat Ford Motor Company. We're trying to beat them in subscribers. Not at making cars, but subscribers.
They might win that one.
They might. They have a little bit of experience.
I have already watched this. Apparently.
You've watched this video?
Yeah, I'm like halfway through it. What am I doing? What is this? I'm trying to... Why have I... Did I... Dude, did you submit this already? Like last time? Already... Oh, that's not him. Because, if not, then I've been watching your stuff.
You don't remember it, though?
I don't quite remember. I know of like one storyteller that we gave advice to, and they sent me an email which was like really, really nice. But I don't think that this is them. Whoa, that is cool. All right, sorry. Getting sidetracked here. Okay. Strategies for the zombie apocalypse. Zombies. Okay, it's pretty on the nose. I mean, okay. That would have been better if it was a pun. All right, so
it wasn't a pun. Trying to throw you off. Diving the essential strategies and tips to navigate the world overrun by undead. Surviving the undead strategies for zombie apocalypse.
See, what I'm thinking is this is a storyteller, because I see the Reading Man, but maybe it's not, and it's actual like tips. Original script using ChatGPT, narrated by the Reading Man. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then in the thumbnail, I would put like what is the survival tip? You know, like is there an item or something? Like, do you need rope or
a bunker?
Or is it duct tape? Because you can make so much stuff out of
canned
duct tape.
corn.
Canned corn made out of duct tape. Anyway,
Spam?
I would feature an item with probably an arrow pointing at it. I can't think of. Dan, do you know any channels that like are all focused on items? I know that there was one that was just all crazy items.
I don't. But it feels like when I think of like surviving a zombie apocalypse, I think about like prepper channels, you know, people who like have like a bunker full of supplies and stuff. So I would want to know like what is, yeah, like you said earlier, like what is the survival tip? And that should be the thumbnail. It should be clear. Like, do you need to stockpile something? Do you need a certain kind of device? Like, what is, yeah, like, because a shadowy forest with the word zombies is kind of be really easy to scroll past, I'm afraid.
Right. Sorry. I'm looking up something real quick. Okay, so this is a very zoomed out version of what I'm talking about, but it's really interesting. And depending on how many things that you talked about in it, it could work. But yeah, this type of prepper layout, you know, it could only be like one item or two items, and they're totally nulled out, like perfectly aligned with an arrow pointing, and maybe some interesting fact about it.
How many hours do you think it took them to set all that stuff out for this thumbnail?
I mean, a lot. Wow, dude. I mean, seriously, that's all real.
It looks real. I suppose it could be AI, but I mean, it's such an intentional thumbnail.
Yeah, I mean, it was 4 years ago, so I really doubt it was AI.
The commitment in this thumbnail is just bonkers.
That is fantastic. That actually brings up something that I wanted to talk about today. I hope to see more of it, because in the world of AI generated everything, tangible items are super interesting to me now. Like things that are actually made, like it doesn't have to be arts and crafts, but like with the thumbnail of this specific live stream, I don't know if you can see it in the back, but I've got like a little tool bench, and I cut out all the things and made the thumbnail out of real stuff. And just seeing something like this, it is so interesting to me to see the effort that goes into it. I hope that becomes a trend, you know.
Yeah.
That there's not much advice in that. It's just me me talking about what I like.
Reality thumbnails is what Jason is saying. I like that term.
Reality thumbnails. Yes. Yes. Okay. Anyway, I hope that helps. I mean, I don't really have any other ideas for like a zombie thing. I just know that, you know, the survival thing does work. Okay, let's move on to 474. It's been...
What are you You're gonna get us in trouble.
That was too close, John.
Rob hates that song, and if he finds out you're singing it on the channel, he's gonna get upset.
1 week. I don't think this is a video.
We should spend more live streams making up stuff about Rob, so that on Tuesdays he gets really confused with people confronting him about, what do you got against?
Yeah, he really threw you under the bus with the Jurassic Park thing.
I know, so I'm retaliating.
You have to attend the next live stream to know what that's about.
No.
Wow, this is a brand new video.
Oh wow.
Brand new. Okay, I've got something to say about this. How much is this chicken?
$248.
Okay. All right. Is that so obvious? I guess it is, because the 4. It's a little weird to me that it's just obstructed like that.
It's a little. I get the overlapping elements,
and I love them, but if it's over half of the digit, it's kind of. Man, I don't know. I don't know what I would do to fix that, because
I agree that it's a little bit. It makes it lowers the impact.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, there was one that I saw in the last live stream where the guy's head was just, actually it was 2 of them. The guy's head was just barely covering the text, and it was great. And if there was a way to do that with this, it would take editing the picture. I know that, but the picture is fantastic. It's such a cool composition in a photo. What I would do though is I would brighten it for sure. Mm-hmm. I would brighten it and up that saturation just a teensy bit.
Yeah, I think if you're going to use a dark background like this, you have to make sure the foreground image like just pops off of it.
Yeah, that's what I'll do real quick. Why are you doing this? So yeah, I definitely couldn't just like change the 248 right now, but the color is something that I would really like to mess with. Like I said before, and those that are coming in a little bit later, if I ever go to Photoshop, it it doesn't mean that you need to use Photoshop. It's just like it's my tool that I prefer, and it's it's not a software tutorial or anything like that. It's just how I would make it look. So, man, it would take almost retaking the picture, but seeing this, whoa, there's some things in there that I didn't realize.
Yeah, they got their cabinets and everything.
So, this text is going to be here, but this is sort of what Dan was saying. Let me just show you here real quick. Get rid of this bottom. And I'm sorry, but the text is going to remain. And then we will do something like this. Bring that background back down. Background back down. Yeah, something like that. See how it pops off a lot more?
Yeah. It's a little
Yes.
overexposed because now we can't like make out the stuff inside a little bit. Like, but you get the idea. It's definitely if you take the picture with this intent, it can look pretty good. You want good lighting, stuff like that. I kind of wonder that what I don't know about is, does it need to be dark? Because when I think about kitchen shots of like videos and thumbnails and stuff, it's always bright. Like kitchens are always bright, and so could that have been the way to go? It is about meal prep. Could you have done a top-down shot of all of the different bins opened up with the food in them to kind of signify meal prep? Like there's a lot of different angles you could take this thumbnail, and I do like this. I think the composition is good. It needed the brightness, but I also think like there's other things I would have tried to signify like meal prepping, because that's what the title was.
Yeah.
And I think the price is a fantastic hook. Like $2.48 chicken Alfredo, like stuff's expensive right now. If you're going to tell me how I can get chicken Alfredo for $2, I'm probably going to watch that video.
No doubt. I do see what they were going for here, though. If they could have made the tower more impressive, like in a way that, like, I get it. If the angle was more extreme and the 248 chicken with an arrow pointing was on the side of it, it was so obvious. Like, look at all this prep that got done for this amount of money. Yeah, it could be done very, very well. But going back to the survival thing, layering it out, perfectly nulled, parallel to each other, like that kind of thing is impressive. Showing the amount is important, and I can see that that's what you were going for here. So there are just other ways to do it.
It was a very, when you went back to, I'm like, oh wow, that was a very dark thumbnail. Yeah, you can use Canva. You can use GIMP is one. Like you can do a lot of this stuff without Photoshop. This is just John's preferred tool. I
used to use GIMP.
As stated at the beginning, like we don't have time to take you through how to do this stuff in Photoshop itself. There are plenty of tutorials out there, but a lot of the things you're seeing, like the tools out there are getting better and better for like removing things from a background, tweaking just that one layer of image. That's really like what we can do to quickly edit a thumbnail to kind of get our point across, which is pretty cool. But we just like Photoshop.
Yeah. And also the things that I do in Photoshop, you definitely don't want to you don't want to do it. I'm doing it so fast, but if I actually had the time, I would probably do it correctly, especially like little cutouts and stuff like that. So there's definitely, you don't want to do what I do.
Real quick, we should just, since you don't have a specific video pulled up, we should talk about the outlier tool, pointing out a couple different videos here. We have those two in the middle, getting 60 times to the normal views, 62 times, sorry, the normal views, 60 times the normal views. So those couple videos for this channel took off, and the reason we can see that is because of our vidIQ tools, which are installed in the browser extension. And if you want to try those for free, link is down below, vidiq.com/install. So yeah, give that a shot because it's really good for research. If they didn't send us a specific video, John, like you could choose one of these outliers. Maybe we could talk about why it did so well. But that's why we love it. We love it for research purposes. Like stuff really just starts jumping out at us.
Yeah.
I threw you off real bad with that.
No. Sorry, this one has me lost a little bit. Okay, I understand what you're going for branding wise. Like you kind of want to keep it this similar vibe. But when you go to your popular videos and you look at the outliers, none of them, like none of the new style worked besides one.
True.
I think that might be something to take into consideration, that this purple and yellow thing just isn't working for you.
It's a really good observation. And then I'm just noticing there's red text on that purple background too. Really hard to read.
Yeah,
They use red text a number of times, but especially on a purple background like that, I would avoid red text altogether. But that's a good observation. So our outlier tool is pointing out the fact that like these thumbnails might not be the most successful version of what you've been doing in the past.
right. Now, the one that really sticks out, and I think, well, I know what sticks out to me on it, and it's you. Not you, Dan, but you as
What?
in the person.
I think that's I think
Oh
it's
no,
a
that's a
meme.
meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what stuck out to me because I saw a face, I saw the eyes, and I'm like, yeah, that one caught me more than anything else. Now, this one probably worked the best, most likely because of the content. No one uses this underrated sniper, and that's interesting. You know, like, oh, well, maybe I should be using that. You know, because no one else does. It's a pretty good hook in that thumbnail. What I would do though, man, it's the text just does not pop with the colors that you're choosing.
Right.
It just doesn't work. Let me
Yellow
see if you did.
could work here pretty well.
Yellow would do really well over that blue. The one that really sticks out to me, and like this zero recoil, it's because there's nothing going on behind it. That's pretty dope. I don't know why, but this dominate ranked thing with Batman sticks out to me too. This might be me being picky, but like this super large drop shadow that you're doing, it's not doing you any favors to make your text stick out.
Yeah. It's distracting.
Yeah, if I oh man, let me just show you what I would do here. I don't know why everything continues to. Oh, never mind. I do know why. I don't like yellow as my background. That's very weird. But yeah, let me just show what I would normally do for like drop shadow. If I wanted it to stand out, let's say, well, it's going to stand out anyway because it's black on white, and you can't get any more contrast than that, literally. But let me just do white on white. Or no, yellow on white. That's fine.
Puke
so
yellow.
The drop shadow, puke yellow. That's actually the yellow that matches the sticky notes that I did for the thumbnail for this live stream.
Oh.
That's why I had it in there. So if I were to do something like this, I mean, you can see that's like almost difficult to read. But if you just bring it up slightly, and then you can kind of sharpen it a little bit, like I would prefer to do something a little more like that. That's just me personally. You know, it stands out more. The purpose of a drop shadow is to like make it really really pop, and it does when it comes to text. Sorry, there are other purposes, but yeah, when you get it out there and you start blurring, it's just like, wow, like what am I reading? So yeah, just a little tippy. I hope that helps. But yeah, as far as what you got going on, I think it's just really, really busy. The ones that I really like are simple. Like this one could be so awesome if you had just chosen a different color for the text.
Yeah.
Because the yellow on yellow, it like you can't really see it, you know. But yeah, I do like it when you go a little more simpler. More simpler.
Real quick, just a couple of super chats here. One super chat. When do you think shorts thumbnails will be, I'm guessing you mean uploadable? You can upload a thumbnail to shorts, but it'll only show up in like certain places, or oftentimes YouTube just won't show it at all because shorts just show up in a different spot, right? If you want custom thumbnails on your shorts, one thing you can do is when you're uploading from your phone, you can actually edit as you're about to post the video, you type in the title. There's a little pencil icon that'll appear in the corner of the little tiny thumbnail, and you can choose a frame and make that the thumbnail. I did an interview though with Guinea Pigs Adventures, channel here on YouTube, and they said that in their experience, if you let YouTube choose the thumbnail for you, oftentimes YouTube kind of does a pretty good job of picking them. So even like massive shorts creators like that are advising don't put any work into a custom thumbnail on shorts. Just let YouTube kind of pick it for you. So eventually, yeah, you might be able to do some custom thumbnails on shorts, but I personally hope not. I think that it does so little because a lot of your shorts views are going to come from people scrolling and they'll never see the thumbnail anyway, even if it's there. And the other question I answered earlier, so I'll unstar that. But thank you for your super chat. Appreciate it. We'll answer your super chat questions if we have time. They will not buy you thumbnail reviews.
They won't. No matter how much.
no matter how much. Don't challenge them. Just it's okay.
Okay, so this one is a little difficult. It seems like it's kind of new. So it's just narration, right? There's not much going on the video besides like a little staticky effect. So it's just narration. They're narrating a story from No Sleep, which is a subreddit. They're just like horror stories, which I made the mistake of thinking they were real one time when I first stumbled onto Reddit. And I read this story about witches and I'm like, no way. No way. I thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever read. And then I found out it was fiction, but yeah, they got me. Anyway, so I started digging into other channels that did No Sleep narration just to see what they got going on. Now, normally I would say there's too much text, right? On this one, a couple things stand out. I would not put subscribe in your thumbnail.
Any thumbnail, unless you're talking about the subscribe button itself in the video. Stop putting subscribe in your thumbnails.
Yeah, unless it's about the subscribe button. Or yeah.
As soon as you do that, the video becomes about you and not the thing you're trying to showcase. Because it's clear to me all you want from the video is subscribers. You don't want to teach me anything or tell me a story. It's, well, hey, if you're gonna watch, you just need to know I'm gonna beat you over the head with the subscribe button.
Right. Also, I don't know what the YouTube logo is doing in here. If it's just if the story's not about YouTube, you don't need, it works for us because we give YouTube advice. Like, it makes sense that the videos are about YouTube. But if you're doing No Sleep narrations or horror story narrations, yeah, unless it's about YouTube, I wouldn't put the logo in there either. People know it's on YouTube. They're on YouTube. As far as this red, it's great up until it gets in the dark blue, and then it gets a little difficult to read. As you can see, it's not a great contrast. You can see Lost O Roads, and so it's just something to consider. You could put an outline on it or like a shadow, like we had just talked about. The yellow is a good contrast, but I would choose a different font personally. It's very Stranger Things.
Someone said, "Is it AI generated?" And it might be because their fingers are doing something weird there.
Oh yeah, they're like tree branches.
Yeah.
Also, this
little ghost there is kind of interesting too.
Yeah. Okay. I was like looking for misspellings and stuff, but nope. Okay. Anyway. So that's like, even if it is AI generated, I hope whoever is watching this can get some info on how contrast can work and not work. So yeah, I said that I wouldn't normally put that many words in there, but it really works for this niche. It just seems like that's what they do, and it's getting clicks. You know, like, this is way too many words for me. Like, I get bored looking at it, but the people that are looking for this really, really like that. So, yeah, this one I really like, just this black and white one. I don't know. I think it's really cool. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Wow, that's awesome. Wow. Okay, sorry. Yeah. That is
look at the outlier score on that too. They have 107K subscribers, but almost 2 million views. This is from 3 years ago, but still.
Oh wow, yeah. Just to point this out, this is a way that you can have the distorted text, like the glitchy.
Still easy to
not
read.
Glitchy. Yeah, it's still easy to read. This is a good example of doing that. We had talked about that earlier, not trying to get in the way of your text, but this is done really well. It's like barely on there. It's tasteful. Grungy. That's the word I was looking for. I said
Oh, there you
glitchy.
go. Yeah.
Grunge, like Nirvana. The band,
Okay.
not the destination.
Got it.
493. Okay.
About to get 500 submissions.
500.
Something definitely happens when we get to 500. We've planned something for sure.
Oops, I typed in the wrong number. Sorry, whoever that was. Didn't mean to give you hope. Dark Sky Gaming. Okay, Dark Sky Gaming.
As promised.
Yeah. I thought it was Valheim. I thought I saw the Valheim.
Yeah, I thought so too. Okay.
Okay. So first, what's awesome about this is you did exactly what I tell gamers to do, and that's to pick something really epic or awesome or crazy or funny that happened in the game and show that, because that's what people are like. That's what sells. You know, that's what gets people to click. They're like, I searched through a million Valheim videos, but I saw this thing on this person's thumbnail that just it made me click. The only problem with this is it's monochromatic. It's very, well, duochromatic, but it's very hard to distinguish what's going on in there, and that's not really your fault. That's what the game looks like, but it's just all green. And then this red, Dan, have you played Valheim?
I have not too much, but a little bit.
Okay, does the red like show up like this, and it's just unfortunate how bad that contrast is?
I don't remember. I do think that seeing a big health bar like that it adds to the intrigue, but this is where I would have gone into your photo editing software and like I would have fudged the health bar to look even wider and larger on the screen to really signify I'm going to fight a boss and it's going to be kind of like tense. But the other thing too, like this is my least favorite part about gaming thumbnails. Sometimes things happen in the game that you weren't expecting and you get it on camera, you get the footage of it and you're like, I really want to make this a video. I have the footage of it, but I don't have a good thumbnail of the actual moment. I don't have a good, because it was dark and it was kind of hard to see. Sometimes I will open up the game again and just try to like get close to the boss enough to like get a good picture of it or whatever I'm trying to do, right? And like it's kind of a stressful thing because you're like, okay, I'm gonna like jump into the game only to get a thumbnail and things go wrong and you're like, I'm just trying to get one image, you know, but it is so worth it in the end if you can go in and like get that perfect shot, because it can make it so much more clear. You know, I bet that boss, if you get close enough, can look like kind of nuts on a thumbnail. It'd be kind of interesting to see what you could do with a better picture of it.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sorry. I saw this one comment and I love it, and now there it is. Red and green should never be seen.
Yep.
And cool name too.
Oh yeah,
because it's my name. Yeah, red and green. It's really tough for those to pop off each other, especially when you get into like the darkness. But yeah, the Valheim logo, I'm pretty sure that most of the popular gameplays also have the Valheim logo in it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they all do. I found that kind of weird the last time I saw a Valheim game, but it's there. Everybody, it works, you know. Steal like an artist.
but yeah, like that right there in the middle, Valheim Iron Gate nerfed it. Like see how they got closer to the character and takes up a good portion of the thumbnail, like.
Yeah.
That was obviously like an intentional moment for them where like this is the thumbnail image. So taking those moments from games, like manufacturing them a little bit, is what makes for like good gaming thumbnails oftentimes, especially in those more open world games. So
yeah,
it's extra work, but very, very worth it.
For sure. A lot of games now have a photo mode, like Ghost of Tsushima. Like that one, the photo mode is incredible. So
another pro
if
tip.
Valheim does.
Another pro tip is to go to the wiki of the game and see what images you can pull from there, because oftentimes those images are just from the game. And there's a lot of stuff, like maybe that boss has its own page on the wiki and you could get a picture of it that's nice and clean, straight from there.
Wow. I know that you didn't do tips on your video, but this is such a cool thumbnail.
I like that too. Yeah.
And I mean, they even covered up the text like I had just talked about, and they did this. I don't like the shadow on the 2023, but yeah. I mean, the shadow could be better all around, but the way that they cut it out, very, very cool. Oh, wow. Okay.
There's a lot of good thumbnails in there.
Yeah.
Another bit of just thumbnail advice for everybody is to do exactly that. Like, go search for similar videos. What happened? Oh, 501, we did it. That's it. That's all I got. I have a little sound effect for you. Yeah.
Hey, the claps still work.
Yay! More competition. You did it. Congrats.
Okay, 502.
But did you subscribe so we can beat our top competitor YouTube channel, Ford Motor Company?
I really need to just like have that up just so people can understand like what the stakes are.
Right.
Oh. Can we show everybody where you live, John? The location thing popped up.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah. These are the stakes. These are the guys we got to take down.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
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 You can help us do that.
We're at 1.83 million. Is that still correct?
Let me see. Yeah, that updates pretty consistently. What were we looking at? What were we doing?
I was pointing at the DVOOM thing behind me.
No, I'm.
Oh.
405. Okay.
405. Oh my goodness. Okay, 405. Fortnite content.
All right,
Nope.
that big competition there. Fortnite thumbnails have a very specific aesthetic. Let's kind of see what they've got going on.
This freaking cat. Oh man.
Well, good editing here.
Yeah. Looks pretty similar.
I don't know what the title is, but
I bring my 45 something father Fortnite to Fortnite. My 45-year-old father to Fortnite. I bring my that's what that says.
Oh, all right.
I lived in Germany for 3 years, so I guess that's the father. So I assume they have their father play Fortnite, and he's 45 years old.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'm actually kind of proud. I still know German. Oh, I teach my father. What am I thinking?
Okay. So I like that thumbnail. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's actually really good. I mean, that's the father. He's playing Fortnite. Man, the only thing that I could think to add to this, and it might make it worse, but to point out that he's 45 years old somehow would be like, oh, wow, the stakes are already present in the thumbnail without even reading the title, which if you have a large English-speaking audience, then would be difficult anyway. But
There's a lot of like negative space in the middle there where you could put some text if you wanted to, and like an arrow. So yeah, that definitely gives you some room to work with.
45 Jahre alten, something like that. Yeah, I'm bad at speaking, but I can read it.
Still impressive.
Yeah, it's really good. I love the color and the composition too. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. I mean, it seems like they really nailed it. and I got frog stuck in my throat.
Okay, that's kind of gross.
I should stop eating frogs. 508. I don't really eat frogs.
I don't believe you.
Just so everybody's clear on that.
Don't buy it, guys. I think.
The Dizzy Dan. Dan, I told you to stop submitting.
Oh, come on! Look at my channel.
Entertainment history.
Entertainment
Word.
history. Okay. Bit
The Dizzy
vague.
Dan. I already love the thumbnail. I saw it for a second.
Okay. That's. Wow.
What can we even say?
This video's from 4 hours ago. Oh my gosh. So I'm guessing a video essay on The Simpsons.
Dude.
Oh, is that their whole?
Did
Wow,
you
that's
see
a
the
long
donut?
time. Okay, but is that how many like intro screens are there? Because I do feel like how long I can't hear it, but how long are they making people wait until like they get to like the content?
Give it a second. Okay, I would say 18 seconds.
Okay.
Probably. Unless this is another intro screen somehow.
There's probably commentary
It says
here.
Dizzy Dan presents again.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably okay. I would look at your retention just to make sure, but it was quite a long like build up. I've seen people do it. I've seen it work. I often advise against it, but it looks good. The animation's really solid. And I look at their norm, their typical, and like where the video is right now for them.
Oh, you're talking about right here?
Right, yeah. I almost want to check back on this video tomorrow. Like,
oh yeah.
This
is crazy.
They have click on videos.
I feel like this one's about to be a massive outlier.
Yeah. The one before it did really well for them too. Look at that.
Oh wow.
We're looking at a channel that's just kind of like found its space on YouTube.
Dude, you're about to see some success, I feel. A good person or a good channel to check out, like the length of their intro is Dodford. It's pretty short and it's impressive, and yours made me think of it because this is so creative. Like I'm so impressed by the little donut thing that you made. That is so cool. I would have just left it at that one and then gone to your into your video.
I mean, look, this is how you know, like the audience that's here right now is here to learn about thumbnails and YouTube growth and things like that. And people, even myself, I'm thinking the same thing as this comment. I can't believe The Simpsons look like that. Might just watch that video. When you have a topic that appeals to this broad audience and you nail it with the title and thumbnail, like I don't want to like speak out of turn here, but I do feel like this will definitely be this channel's best viewed video, but I don't think it's going to stop there. I think this video is going to be massive. This is like such a good thumbnail and such a good pitch. The only thing that could get in their way is the content itself. And it just by the editing itself, we've already seen it's probably going to be fine, even if that intro is a little long and you want to ignore that criticism, if you can even call it that. Look at this. Look at the detail going into this.
This looks fantastic. I mean, this is just. I mean, I already said Dodford, but this is just another like one of those random channels that is about to blow up. Like, man, the documentary space is not something I expected to get as big as it did on YouTube.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, well, shorts and TikTok, and everyone has a short attention span now. If you make good content, you can make a 4-hour video and people will watch it. It's, if you're making something good and putting a lot of work into it, people absolutely will have an attention span for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this later.
So anyway, we don't have any notes for this channel. Just
yeah, good job.
Yeah, just good job. On. We could all learn from you. You're doing fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, 515. Good job.
We did get another super chat. I'll just quickly pull this up. What's the best way to help get more watch hours? Like I said a moment ago, just if you're making good content, don't make content that's long because you want watch hours. Like if it's going to be a longer video, make sure you've taken the time and it's well polished, but make your videos no shorter or longer than they need to be, and make stuff that people want to watch. Like that Simpsons video was, what was it, like 20 minutes long? Hey, like a lot of people here are interested in that video. It's probably going to do very well, and it looks like it was well put together. So that video is going to bring in so many watch hours. So if you're trying to like reach monetization or whatever it might be, don't focus too much on those numbers. Just focus on making good content. And I know that's kind of annoying advice because it's like, you know, I am making good content, but just keep trying to improve with every single video. Try to pick on something like, I do wish this part of my editing was better. I do wish my thumbnails looked a little bit better. Watch a couple tutorials. Just keep trying to make incremental improvements, and that's how you will get better at making good content, and that's how you will get those watch hours. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Okay, so they didn't submit a video per se. They just submitted their channel, so we can take a look at the outliers. But I was I searched for Minecraft on YouTube, and I saw you. Oh man,
it is gonna. We are on. Yeah, it's gonna favor us a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm subbed.
I'm surprised at how many views. Like when that video came out, I don't think it did as well as. I gotta go back and look at the stats. I remember thinking, oh, I kind of didn't do super great with that video. It's been a long time now.
Okay, so what? Okay, first, what's Unicraft? Is that like a game mode? Do you know?
It's probably a mod pack.
Okay.
Of some kind.
Okay. We don't have many outliers here. Okay, that one is awesome.
The scale, yeah, the scale on that one is really good.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't quite know. You didn't submit a video, so I'm just trying to.
Let's do the one with the blue sky there. I think there's probably some critiques we could. And that one has 100 views, which is more than they've been getting lately.
Did you do this?
There are some camera mods that allow you to do some really cool stuff. That looks awesome.
That looks awesome.
So I think what we need to do is look up time-lapse videos on in Minecraft to see like what other people are doing with their thumbnails, because this thumbnail is not it, in my opinion. Like the build itself is so zoomed out, like I can barely tell what that is. But like as we see here, it's very well put together. What they're building is impressive. They clearly have talent. But the thumbnail is not selling me.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be a little weird. These are the Minecraft time lapses.
So it's going to be hard to compete with that.
Yeah. It's so insane. People, wow, the amount of time is okay, there we go. Like these shorts. Yeah, I mean, the shorts definitely give the same vibe. Do they do shorts? Yeah. Okay. All right. They're not doing too bad here.
They should try a different field of view when screenshotting their thumbnail. That's a good bit of advice right here.
Yeah.
That could help a lot.
Yeah.
But getting the sheer scale of something is important. It's just that the hero thumbnail had the rocket ship, but there was so much negative space around it, you know. And so yeah, different field of view. If you got like right up to it and looked up at it, there could be so many ways you could photograph it. Because if you want people to look at if you want people to look at your time-lapse videos, there has to be that level of like, ooh. And so
yep,
it is competitive. This is definitely a competitive space to be in.
This right here, it's not nearly as impressive as this one. And it's because of that scale. That angle is just like, whoa. And though this one probably isn't as tall as the other one, getting under there, like Dan said, just like right up, yeah, make it look impressive. I really think that's the best way to go about this. If they're all, it seems like the time lapse is something new that you're doing, though. No, okay, no. Yeah, I would definitely try a little more epic angles, and yeah, if you ever get the time to build like the Taj Mahal. Or whatever, like the Burj Khalifa.
Those videos had to take a really long time to make, but just as another reminder, YouTube tip here, like your videos can take a long time to make if you're making something like that. Like that's totally fine. Upload once a month if that's what it takes. If you have an idea like this in your mind and you're worried about executing it because it's just going to take too long, keep in mind some of the most successful creators on YouTube right now upload once a month.
Yep. Yeah, this is a really interesting space that I didn't know much about. The time lapse Minecraft builds. That is very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got 521. $403. You know, when I'm like editing or writing, I'm doing that constantly. I listen to nothing. I don't listen to music or anything, and I'm just like beatboxing.
You should try YouTube Music.
I have YouTube Music,
Hmm.
but I don't listen to it. Okay, Inferno Instant Middle Smokes. I keep downloading people's stuff. I don't know why. Okay, I want to see what else they got going on here, outlier-wise. Okay. All right, you definitely have a style going on. Mirage tips and tricks. Okay, Dan, you are the gamer here. Dan,
Well,
what do you know more?
My thumbnail advice is that, wow, that's a lot of text. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And
Right.
like all of your advice today on text is demonstrated here, in my opinion. This is a good use of shadows and fonts. Like everything is readable. You know, I'd say I guess Inferno and Middle are a little less readable than Instant and Smokes, but it's not straining my eyes to try and see it, certainly. And they even cut out the hand so they could put like a stroke around it. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know enough about the game to say whether or not is this like a good execution or a good idea, like, but it seems like it's on brand for them, and that style's worked very well for them in the past.
Yeah, it does. It's kerning, by the way. The space in between letters. If you increased your kerning just a little bit, I think it would be better. It wouldn't even like take up more room, really, especially on the white ones. But yeah, I think that this one probably didn't perform as well as like 147,000 just because of the content itself, the video idea itself. I think you have another great video idea, you do it exactly in this style, in your style that you've come up with. I think it would work. I mean, I even like the drop shadow, like the thick drop shadow they got going on here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it blends in really well with the outliner on the letters, and yeah, I think it's just a well done. I agree. I think the text could be separated a bit more with the kerning, but overall, it's following their very, very branded thumbnails. Keep in mind, we can say branded thumbnails, and it doesn't necessarily mean their logo is in every thumbnail. It's just like
Right.
that unique style is represented.
Yep. Yeah, they have sort of like here. I just wanted to try something because this is what I would have done. Oh man, come on. There we go.
You're missing a finger.
What? Nobody needs that. Nobody needs a pinky. This is just gonna be like quick and terrible, like everything. I don't know. Okay, I think I got most of that besides this E. Okay. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then I kind of wanted to see what this would look like to blur the background and make this stuff pop just a little bit more, you know? I don't know. It's something to experiment with because it really does make these things pop just a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Dan?
I agree. I love to blur backgrounds, especially of gaming screenshots, because games have such like detailed environments now. It definitely is difficult to capture a good moment without a bunch of stuff in the background. So I love blurring backgrounds, and this since they already had everything cut out, they could have done that very quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really helps. I mean, obviously, like this was a terrible selection, but it would have been super clean if you did that, and like the lines would be pretty sharp. I don't know if you use Photoshop, But if you do your selections and you double click them and you click smooth, you won't get these like jagged edges around the fingers. It'll just like smooth the so it'll be like one smooth line instead of all this jagged
Oh,
stuff.
you gotta
So
show me that because yeah, I never do that.
yeah, it's a pain if you don't use it. But yeah, it's really good. I dig your style. I dig your style, dude. My wife has been watching a lot of Full House lately. I guess that's what. Yeah, my wife is German, so I guess that's how she learned how to speak English. Was she just watched Full House all the time, and
I feel
now
like that show. I've heard that about that show in the past. This is not the first time I've heard someone using that specific show about when in context of learning language.
that is so interesting. Like I don't know. To learn German, I got the German version of The Office. Well, not the German dubbed version, but yeah,
Got it. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's very weird to see Michael Scott speaking German. But yeah, so anyway, I said that because I've been speaking like Michelle a lot. You got it, dude. The road less traveled. Okay. Little white schoolhouse. This is like really interesting. Okay, well, the first thing I would say, and I've said it like 100 times already, the thicker the text, the better. But I don't even know if. Okay, yeah, yeah. So you did a really good job at making your text say something different than your title. But yeah, I would just make that thicker because once you, man, actually, it's not that bad. You know, you did a really great job with the contrast of the back or the dark blue. I don't know. I guess it's my preference. I would have picked a thicker font, but that looks really good. Maybe increase the spacing between the words a little bit, but yeah. So ignore that. um, so it looks like it's just a story being told, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what's going on here? Oh, and they went and visited. That's really cool. Okay. Man, I don't really know what to say about this one.
I guess it's just hard to. I see what the title is, but it's hard for this thumbnail. Like, I'm not seeing the relation between the title and the thumbnail. It's the unexpected birthplace of the Republican Party, but I don't. I guess that's the place.
Okay, that's the
but,
place.
But is the message being sent across like as clearly as it could be? And that's where I'm like, I'm trying to. What would I have done? And I don't know. But
yeah,
it's just a little. It's nuanced. It's like I'm trying to like pick it apart too much. And again, like if you have to think too hard, if you confuse, you lose, right? Like if you think too hard about the thumbnail and what the message of the video is, you may keep scrolling. And so I am trying to figure out like what they could have done differently. I'm just not sure.
Okay, now that you say this, I think what I'm not seeing or what I'm not getting from it is what is going to make me click it. And
right.
I think it's because there's no point of interest that makes me want to like you're not teasing me with anything. Okay, this is the birthplace, and you say little white schoolhouse. I'm assuming that's where it all started. Why is Abe Lincoln there? If there was an arrow that said he built this, or he went here, or he went to school here, then that you've teased me enough to where I'm like, oh wow, that's an interesting fact. I'd like to know more about that. But this isn't saying anything, I guess, not yet. That said, your design is top notch. I think this is really cool looking. Like it's just so different. I think that it's great.
There's a sign on that building that just says birthplace of the Republican Party. If you had just gone right up to that and taken a picture of that sign, and then maybe zoomed out one of the schoolhouse, and you was like a bit of a split screen thing, like that alone could have like explained it, you know, because it's kind of wild to see like a historical building like that. You know what I mean? And they obviously have like turned that into a landmark, and so they've put the text right there for you. So yeah, it's kind of I don't know. I almost think maybe the thumbnail was a little too complicated, despite how nice it looks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you really could get some aesthetic out of getting a closer angle to that. Something really impressive too.
Yeah.
Like, and by impressive I mean like awe-inspiring, not like, oh my god, this is so huge and awesome,
Yeah. Yeah.
but more like, wow, that is crazy. That's crazy. Okay, but yeah, it's still pretty cool, your composition and everything. So yeah, I hope that helps a little, just a little bit. Where's my mouse? There it is.
Never get 7 monitors, everybody. You'll constantly lose your cursor.
Well, at least rocks taste funny.
What?
I did just somebody's comment. Rocks taste funny. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
350.
Boof. Nope. Wrong one.
We're trying to beat them in subscribers.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Every time you see that logo, I want you to think of subscribing to vidIQ.
Subscribe. Okay. How would you feel? How does it feel?
Just an Enderman. Okay. Hand-drawn thumbnail.
Yeah, that is really cool. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Don't kill your friend's Minecraft's pet. Your friend's Minecraft pet. Okay, just an Enderman. Is that...
So
I'm trying to connect pet and...
Yeah. Endermen
Pets.
are not pets in the game. So obviously it's like a joke. Their friend was like, "This is my pet," and then the other person killed it.
Oh.
I guess so. I love the way this looks as a thumbnail. This looks very nice, but it doesn't communicate like what they're trying to communicate, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Right.
It says Justin Enderman. It's crossed out. It's like it's so much like work put into this, but it's like it misses the mark in the sense that it confuses the viewer, I think.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. It's real difficult to... Okay, so I get that they put pet here, which is not quite visible. It's almost like, oh wow, like they knew that they had to.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know what? I should have made it obvious that the Enderman's the pet. You know what? I'll put pet real tiny here, and that it doesn't get the point across, unfortunately. But it seems like you knew what to do, and you might have figured that out after you already made this incredible piece of art.
Yeah.
So yeah, that. But yeah, I mean, just a little more foresight into the package, I think would help, because I have nothing to say about the design of this. This is so cool.
So you could trap Enderman in boats, and that's cool. But then I think, well, would it not have been better to draw that, and then put pet with an arrow pointing at it or something?
Yes, for sure.
You know,
that would definitely get the idea across.
The artwork is amazing, and I think like a fan of Minecraft would be happy to place that on their wall. You know, it's really, really, really nice. But you just have to be like so cautious of like confusing the viewer. That's one of the biggest struggles with thumbnails, is sometimes we're just so in the weeds. We have like a good idea and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to make this thumbnail. It's going to look awesome. And it will look awesome, but it's about making sure people understand what it is they're about to click on. That's the biggest thing with any thumbnail.
This has nothing to do with this channel, but I would love to see how this was made. If somebody, whoever made this, if you got a channel that is a drawing channel, like, good for you, because that's so cool.
That's awesome.
So cool. Yeah. Okay, let's yeah, everybody's yes it is. Hey, I figured out how to do that. I did it, Dan.
You pulled up a comment.
I pulled up a comment. Now what do? Okay.
Yep.
5:30 is where we're at. All right. What time is it? 'Cause somebody was asking when this ends.
Well, if you tell them, then they'll start leaving.
Well, I don't want to leave. We're gonna stay here for another 7 or 9 hours.
Well, okay, that's kind of a long time.
You don't know. It's just gonna randomly disconnect.
What if I have to use the bathroom?
I'll be here. Doesn't quite.
Doesn't really answer my question.
Okay, this one is a just a channel. So let's look for outliers here. Man, I wish I spoke every language.
Wouldn't that make
Like,
it
it
easier?
would be so cool. Wait, what game is this?
That looks like Project Zomboid. It's very popular.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, can somebody maybe Google can help me out with what this says? I mean, like, it might. You don't know.
It says 100, I think. Maybe they were trying to survive 100 days.
You know, I could ask my glasses, but it's just like, this is. Do you know what language this is?
Is it Russian? 100 days in the forest.
100 days in the forest. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay. So that obviously. Yeah. Okay. It's also in the title.
There is a forest, and this is their best video, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really cool. All right, let me break it down like aesthetically real quick. This is awesome. I love what you got going on here with the trees and everything. I can kind of see what you were doing with the opacity, which is like kind of clever. The composition it's perfect for this game. You got dead zombie bodies around you, which is awesome. And you have your subject, right in the center, and it's in the forest. The idea comes across. The text is there. If I don't quite know what the full title is, but one of these things, either in the thumbnail or in the title, could tease a little something that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of always say that, like, okay, well, what's the interesting thing, or what's the climax, that people are going to click for. 100 Days in the Forest is already good enough, so maybe like edit the title a little bit. I always say, like, try not to repeat both things. And I know I'm struggling a little bit here, but it's like it's difficult with a different language. I'm sorry. So I'm trying to give it like the advice that I would normally give.
One more vidIQ tool that I'll plug there on the left side. If you look at the base of the graph, you see those two little pencil icons. Those were moments where they changed the title, and you can actually see the titles they were even using previously.
It looks like they capitalized it.
And yeah, look at that.
And they changed the game name to English, it looks like.
There you go.
Oh, no, they just had extra something. I'm not sure what.
The extra bit of title there.
Yep. Fight for survival in the world is what they had. Why did I not use translate immediately on my computer? I have a computer. What was I thinking? Dan, why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know you were at your computer. I got confused.
Where'd you think I was?
That does bring us to 2 hours.
Okay. Okay.
John's upset because he wants to see every single thumbnail on this sheet here.
Yeah, let's just get through 534, and then we can go. I'm sorry, guys. We do have to go. It's a bummer.
Thank you, everybody. This is fun. John, how often are these happening?
These are happening every other Wednesday, and occasionally we might throw in a Wednesday in the middle. You just got to keep an eye out.
You'll have to just
But they're
figure
on
it out.
Wednesdays. Yeah, yes. They're on Wednesdays.
Sometimes.
That's
it. That's all we got, right? Thank you for watching. Anything you wanted to plug?
Nope.
Great. Okay.
Just like last time.
I have the perfect outro for this.